Nowhere in nature does the lake say, actually, I'm not going to send any of my precious drops of water down to the river. I'm not going to do it. And nowhere does the river say, I'm not going to send any of my precious drops of water down to the ocean. And there's no time that the ocean says, nope, we're not accepting any more drops of water. Thank you so much, tributary. We are closed. In fact, we're building a wall between ourselves and the rivers. It doesn't happen. Man interrupts that flow by building dams and channeling it the way they want it and, anchoring it for power and electricity. But nowhere in nature is that found. So the idea that we could ever be separated from the energy that creates worlds, the idea that we could ever be separated from God, that only through specific rituals could we access the goddess, that only through this kind of meditation could we access Buddhist teachings, it was all bullshit. Anything that encouraged separation from the divine, I don't care in what way, that was bullshit. That was a relief. So going back to scripture, when I would think about made in the image, that we're made in the image of something, okay? I understand that that level of intelligence is coded within my brain, my central nervous system, my consciousness. Of course, we pass the best of ourselves onto our children. From a genetic standpoint, our bodies identify the gene traits that are most likely to benefit humanity and the continuation of humanity. Just like a woman's body chemistry chooses the sperm that contains the best genetic match for the furthering of our species. So why then wouldn't Great Spirit, God, Goddess, pass the very best it has to offer of itself to us? It would, and it does. And so, made in the image of the Creator, so I am a creator. That does not mean that I am deity. That does mean that I am divine, just like you are divine. When I went back to read the words in red, which I highly recommend, I find that Jesus speaks about it all throughout the Bible. They just omitted or misinterpreted, distorted, and twisted his words. These works I can do, you can do also, when questioned about his miracles. I am the Son of God. I came that ye might have life and have it abundantly. Then that means I am a daughter of God. And I came so that I could have life and support life all around me and live it abundantly and encourage others to live their most abundant life. And I don't mean money. I mean abundance of joy and pleasure and laughter and community and friendship and sisterhood and brotherhood and all of it, right? So I find it's all there, and begin to weave both, well, I guess all, right? I started really weaving together every tradition that I had experience of into my foundation, which was Christianity. So, yes, I believe in God. You can call it whatever you want. No, I do not believe that God requires worship, offerings, or sacrifice. Yes, I believe that we are imbued with divinity and life force energy. And I also know that we are given free will so that we can decide how we want to express what is within us. Just like the source coming from the nothing always had the free will to decide how it wanted to expand itself and experience itself. I believe that we come to this planet to experience ourselves as that light of consciousness, as that divine spark in a human form, right? I believe that this is an illusion and that everything around us holds the potential for illusion. And that can go either way. It can be that what I'm getting to is that I do believe that there is a little bit of a setup here, not in the ways of punishment, but in the ways of souls on an evolutionary path. We come to this planet to experience ourselves as the source. And those of us who have had many, many, many journeys here and many incarnations here, prior to incarnating, we decide what it is we want to experience when we go down to planet Earth. And we set up our challenges and our betrayals and our losses and our gains and our magic and our miracles, all with the goal being what? To remember our origin of what we are. I believe that we chose to drop in to a world of illusion as a delightful game so that we can find our way back home. And I don't mean home in heaven or home off planet or home in a higher dimension. I mean find our way back home here in this limited construct as the expansion of all that is. So I think it's freaking brilliant to set ourselves up to learn at the pace that we want, to learn based on the consciousness level that our souls have achieved,